Hello, hello, hello. How are we today? Lori from Fluid Acrylics by Art Lore. I hope you're all doing well. Thanks for tuning in. If you're new, cheers to you and welcome. Today we are doing only 4 colors on a 16 by 20 deep edge, and they are all transparent. I was so surprised. It took me, I would say, 20 minutes to find some transparent colors in my plethora of tubes of colors that I have. I have mostly opaque and semi-opaque and semi-transparent, and it was a struggle, but I did it, and I think the color palette is going to be gorgeous. It's kind of a spring inspired palette. So yeah, so let's do this. We're going to get down to the canvas. We're going to take a little swig, and of course, let's make a mess. I'll get you down. Okie dokie, artichoke. So first up is Oriental Violet, and this one is Pebeo. It is so beautiful. Oh my goodness, what a gorgeous color. I'm in love with this color. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? Oh my gosh, is that a gorgeous color? So, so pretty. Beautiful. All right, so we are going to do it right there. I added just a little bit more pouring medium because it was just, I don't know, it just didn't seem like the right consistency, so I added a little bit more. This one is green gold. I tried to find a different green, could not find one, and so I did not add in a whole lot because I wanted it lighter to give it a real springy effect, kind of like, you know, nice spring flowery kind of effect. So I didn't add in a whole lot of the green gold. This one here is golden, and that was golden, of course. This one here is quinacridone violet, and I just think these two together are just yummalicious. So that's why I didn't want this to be too dark, because I wanted it to really pair well with the quinacridone violet. And I think I said this is golden, so we're going right there. And I don't care if I see a lot of this color because it's absolutely beautiful, so why not? Liquitex iridescent gold, and this is a beautiful color as well. We all know my feelings on gold. So we're gonna plop in some more of that. And this is just a 16 by 20. I think I have enough paint on there. I do not need to add more. At least I say that now. We will see after the blowout, right? All right, too close. Okay, so we're going to do high fan cool air as per usual, and hopefully my blow dryer will turn on. I was turning it on, I don't even know what for, I've not been in my art room for a while. We've been out of town, and then that first week back, it's just so busy with laundry and catching up on everything. And then, oh my goodness, yesterday I had to rush my kitty to the hospital. She went into, she had to be put on oxygen and she wasn't breathing well. She has congestive heart failure. So I'm kind of bummed about that. So my brain, everything just is piling in at once. I've had her to the vet all last week, and yeah, she just progressively got worse, but she's coming home today. All right, we are going to put it right in the center there, and then we are going to blow this puppy out. There we go. And I see my little halo. Okay, here we go. Alrighty, that's really pretty. I'm going to take out some of the center though. I think I put a little bit too much cell activator in there. And I also feel like my cell activator might have been a scant too thick. So I'm going to take some of that out. I had mixed it up today fresh, and I kept stirring it and stirring it and stirring it and thinking, oh, it's fine. But, you know, I didn't listen to my gut. This is just a little applicator for medication, and I'm just going to take it out very slowly. There we go. I'm going to put this over here. Oh, it is like stuck. There we go. I'll be right back. Okay. That's actually looking pretty good. Let's see right here. Yeah, I got quite a bit there. I just put water in here and then I shot it out, dried it off a little tiny bit so that the stopper in there would move a little bit better. It was really sticky. All right, I'm gonna go right here. There we go. Okay. Let's see here. I don't like that little white mark now. Okay, got rid of that. Looking pretty good actually. So let's do this. I'm just going to do that. I think I'm going to add a little bit of paint right there. Where's my can? Okay, there we go. Not seeing a whole lot of the green. There is a scant of it in there, not a whole lot. And I was afraid that it was going to take over because sometimes that green gold can be quite bossy, but it's not in this one. And there we go. That looks pretty darn good. All right, so now let's do this. We're gonna move you out of the way. Let's just do this. Give you a little spin here. Yeah, I'm like out of my element. I came in my art room and I'm like, wow, you're a slob. Oh my gosh, my room is just horrible. And so Wednesday, my plan is to throw stuff away. I just don't even know what to say. I'm usually cleaner than this, but no, it's a pigsty in here, so it's going to get clean on Wednesday. Okay, this is looking really, really fun. Center looks really fun. Let's just take a peek. Ooh, pretty, pretty. Some pretty colors lining up and playing well together. Pretty lacing. Good cells. Yeah, let's do this again. We're going to spin again because we've got to get a little bit more off the edge here. Okay, let's do this. Here's my board. Catch my little drips. Here we go. Take my shoes off. Sometimes I forget and I wear my art shoes upstairs and then I track paint everywhere, and that's not a good thing. Sun is shining today in cold Michigan, but I think it might be up to like 50 or 60 today, so I'm really excited about that. Okay, let's just take a peek here and see what we have. There we go. Oh yeah. We're looking pretty darn good there. I think what I'd like to do though is I'm going to just take some of this. I changed my mind. I think I'm going to get a spoon and grab some white because I really don't want to change this area here if we get negative space. I don't think we will, but I'm just going to do that anyway, just like that, and then let nature take its course. There we go. And I'll put a scant here as well. Okay. I am glad, though, that I did not start with a quinacridone magenta because that really is pretty strong. It's very pretty in the center, but I'm glad that I didn't start with it because it would have overpowered this whole thing. So I'm glad that the Oriental Violet is showing up more. And so just keep that in mind, that whatever color you start with will take over and be the prominent color in the piece. The quinacridone magenta, the quinacridone violet is quite dark, and I didn't use a whole lot of it, and I'm glad I didn't. I drizzled it on instead of pouring it on, and that really helps. Let's do this. We're going to just kind of plop some of this off from here, and that will help with my spatter reduction. There we go. A little bit over here as well. Okay, let's do this again. I'd like to see that one little corner not necessarily come all the way off, but just portion of it off because it's kind of bugging me. It's kind of pointy and I'm not really into that. So I think it's doing its thing and gravity is pulling it off. So that's a good thing. And I'm actually seeing some of the green gold. So it's not too bad. It is showing up. All right, let's take another peek. There we go. Oh yeah, this is really pretty. Real fun. Very springy, very cheery. For all transparents, it really did a pretty cool, it's a really cool palette for all transparents. Yes, I'm just taking a peek and looking at if I want to spin again. Let's take a little peek in the center and just see how much we have left going on. It's not bad, but I think I'm going to spin one more time off camera, and I don't really like this right here, so I definitely want to get that off from there anyway. And yes, so let me take it down. I'll show you the wet results, and then after it dries, then I'll show you the dry results. But for now, let's show you the wet. Okay, let me take you down. All right, isn't it pretty? Beautiful, beautiful color palette. Let me get you in a little closer. Well, it's not working. And there we go. All right, look at that. Isn't that pretty? I just love those little cells right there on the end. That lacing is just absolutely gorgeous. Really, really pretty. That grayish tone, I want to say, is the cell activator because I did kind of push it out a little bit. But the quinacridone violet and the oriental violet really paired well. And I did get my green gold. And I'm not seeing a whole lot of my gold in there, but that's okay. It still looks really pretty. Beautiful lacing. This is really pretty through here. Love this. Got a little tiny bit of negative space up at the top. And that's kind of cool in there. Really pretty swirls going on. And this is my favorite little spot right there. That is really pretty. A lot of detail, a lot of interest, pretty cells. This is really pretty. It comes back around. And then here we have, that looks like a butterfly wing or stained glass maybe. And here we have the center. Cells are great. Let's see if I can get you in a little closer. There we go. Aren't those pretty? This palette just reminds me of hydrangeas. And then right there and right there is where I took the cell activator out. It's pretty, super duper pretty. All right, let's pray to the drying gods that this dries nice, and I'll see you when this dries. We'll be back in a flash. All right, so there we are. A lot of color with transparent. Let's get you in a little closer. There we go. Look at that action. Lots of beautiful lacing. I love those little cells down there. It's just really, really pretty. A couple little white dots I have to fix here and there. What's it called? The green gold is showing up a little bit more yellow than the green. And that's, a lot of it is because I didn't add a whole lot in the pouring medium. I wished I would have added a little bit more to get it a little more green, but the yellow is beautiful with the other colors. It's really, really pretty. Pretty striations, lots of movement, beautiful cells and lacing. This is really cool in there. Looks very shadowy and smoky. Down here, a lot of prettiness. I love that line right in there. And then here we have the center, which a couple little white dots in there as well. We have some really cool looking cells. Yeah, I think it really turned out great. This was very interesting to do all transparent. So a lot of fun. The only thing I think I would do different would be to add more green gold in my pouring medium so that it came out a little bit more green as opposed to yellow. But I think it pairs pretty well, the yellow here and there. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up and a like and share if you could. And if you haven't subscribed, consider doing so. You all enjoy your day. Thank you so much for letting me in your home. And until that next canvas, bye-bye.